So we gonna just
we'll roll. Yeah, let's just roll.
Naturally get into it.
Yeah.
This nigga get camera shy and shit.
I was like, nigga, wait, who?
It's always the cool niggas that be.
Because you start thinking like, hella niggas might really see this. Like, it could be one clip that go and is out there forever.
I mean, you wasn't doing nothing crazy. You was going for the
right.
You know what I'm saying?
We was on our way though.
Yeah, we was on our way.
We was gonna ride down a dark path.
Distinguished Jason.
Yes, sir.
Fairfield, California.
Yes, sir. Somewhat. I've lived everywhere in the Bay, bro.
Same, but I think...
So people think I'm from a million different places.
Same. People think I'm from Sacramento.
Sacramento people think I'm from Richmond. Richmond people think I'm from Vacaville. Vacaville people never see me. I lived in Union City for damn near 10 years as a kid. I lived in Hayward. I lived in Oakland, Vallejo for a year. My stepdad had us living in the Crest for a year.
You know what's crazy? A lot of people from the Bay Area, if you're not involved in the streets, they move around a lot. Because even with myself, I lived in Berkeley with my uncle, my cousin right here. I lived in Richmond with my dad. I lived in the city with my dad. I lived in Oakland with my Uncle Buster. I live a bunch of Fairfield with my mom, Fresno. I moved a bunch of different areas in Northern California, and people be like, "Where you from?" I just say Fairfield.
Yeah, it's hard.
I went to junior high and high school.
It's hard to say. It's hard to stake claim to it because it's like you go 10 years in Union City. That's my entire childhood.
Yeah, right.
And then boom, we up and moved to Richmond, Hercules, bouncing back and forth. I was going to school in Richmond. We was living in Hercules.
Right.
And that's a similar world. And then Vallejo, Fairfield, Vacaville, Davis.
It's a little different.
I'm like, these are all different worlds. And like, when I first came to Vacaville trying to tell people like, oh, I'm from Richmond, they're like, oh, where? Mm-hmm. What? Oh, Oakland, gross. Black people, gross. I'm like, nigga, okay, well, I'm right here with y'all.
right.
Fairfield, Vacaville, something.
Fairfield. Shout out to Fairfield.
But if I had to claim one between Fairfield and Vacaville, I got to say Vacaville. I graduated from Wood, you know what I mean? So we'll take
you did go to Wood.
Yeah, we'll take Vacaville.
We'll take Vacaville.
Yeah,
well, if you want to come to Fairfield, we'll claim you because
I'm more Fairfield now.
We go claim it. So we got Distinguished Jason in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fashionista, designer, all the work. She dig what I'm talking about. We just here talking. We gonna just let's chop this. Let's shoot the shit.
Let's get it.
We shoot the shit. So fashion designing. Where does that start for you?
16, 17. Well, really, I think I mentioned on the pod. Peeping my sister and my older cousin Quentin.
Right.
Those are my two original fashion influences. Quentin was just clean. He was like the cool guy. He always had the chicks. Hoodies, hats, jeans, but just dipped for that 90s look, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was a graffiti artist. He's the reason why I even do graphic design or anything like that today.
And you cold, too. I see, when we was doing that, we working on something behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And when you was doing all that shit and you was showing me, I was like,
I know all the hotkeys. I know all the...
he was going crazy.
Really tech savvy. But Q, Union City, they was in like a little tag gang, and he took me out to do graffiti like once or twice. My mom's gone now, so I can say this. But yeah, I fell in love with the art form because I'm like, oh, you get to sneak out, you with friends. It was the camaraderie, you know what I'm saying?
It's like that rebellious type of vibe, but it's like a family within the...
Yeah, because everybody feels that in some way, but to see a group of kids, and it's fun loving. Like, you know, my mom was like, oh, you don't draw on stuff, you draw on paper. But to see people just like really create crazy art on the train, or like I remember they tagged up an American flag, crazy,
wild,
wild. But it was the coldest shit I had ever seen in my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So him and then my sister, she just was naturally dipped. She was the first person I seen wear Vans,
Forces,
you said
that on the pod,
all that.
Yeah.
And
shout out to
just
sis.
her style. Like we used to go school shopping every year, and she would we'd get 200 for whatever, a couple $100 each. And
crazy,
she would get a bunch of stuff. I would get a pair of shoes, 5 T-shirts from a little Champs or something like that.
Right.
And some jeans. So those
I'll be in Triple H and Fairfield. You remember Triple H?
You feel me? Yeah, of course. Classic.
I'll
white
be
tees.
in Triple H and Fairfield like a mug. Oh, look. Try to throw that mug.
Yeah.
But anyway.
A stack of pro clubs, huh?
Right. Let me get 5 of them black pro clubs right there. Yeah. So, Distinguished Jason, where do you get the name of the brand from? Like, where does that come from?
Yeah. To keep it super minimal, I'm sitting in history class my senior year. at this time, me, my sister, and my boy Josh had tried a clothing brand. It was called like Just Cuz or something like that. They had different visions than me, and I was like weirdly serious about it, right? Like I was weirdly like, nah, that shit not gonna work. It's weak. Like we need to do this. They was just having fun. I'm like, okay. I have a history teacher. He's mentioning all my favorite people: Jackie Robinson, Malcolm X. All these people was like, these are distinguished. It was Black History Month. These are distinguished black gentlemen. Da, da, da. I'm like, what does distinguished mean? Rudest dude of all time. He's like, go look up in the dictionary. Like, all right, cool, whatever. Took me a couple days. Went home, and it was like authoritative, important figures through time. Da 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 da. Right? Like y'all go look it up in the dictionary too. But I felt that. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what I want to be. Like, I want to be distinguished when it's all said and done. And then I came across a quote that was just about distinguished minds. Yeah. Right? And the quote was just basically explaining, like, everything you do in life is a thought process. Right. So you have to think what you want to be. So I was like, oh, that's me. I'm distinguished minds. No clothing brand on the way, no nothing. That's crazy. It was just a thought in my mind.
That's crazy because now that I'm sitting, now you telling me this, and now that I'm looking at the brand, I'm running the Rolodex in my head. I'm like, that's where the brand comes from. Yeah. So can you explain the first logo that you got for us?
Yeah. I gotta reiterate because on the pod I kept it too short. I was like, I gotta give a little bit more detail.
Yeah. That's why we here.
Niggas might try to hit me with a lawsuit or something the way I explained it, but I have been drawing a bunch of brain designs or whatever because I felt like what I wanted to do was create my own Nike logo. That's who inspired me. So I was like, I was trying to go off like the brain wave because they had the swoosh.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's not enough. Like the boop 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 boop. Like somebody dying or something. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I'll take a brain and this. I feel like some things were sent to me from God for real because I was like, this wave represents just like what today I know is just like alpha waves, 432 hertz, whatever the wave, right? Like sound waves and stuff. But to me, it meant like the energy of like how you feel about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they were up and down or whatever, and then the highest highs were super high or whatever. But I drew it up, and I thought I had something because I had it on paper, and I already started trying to shop at the stores.
Yeah.
So one of the first stores that actually replied to me, I don't know why.
So you had product at this time?
I had probably like a T-shirt. Okay. And it was probably misprinted.
Go get it. I'm already trying to shop at the stores with a T-shirt.
Yeah, I was up. I didn't know anything about
fashion. Right.
I was a baseball player. I didn't have a lot of like crazy support or nothing like that. Right. I just had been drawing on T-shirts for like senior year. Yeah. Making senior tees for kids, charging them $25, $30 or something like that.
Oh, you was outside?
Yeah. I was like a hustler for real. Yeah, selling candy at school. Yeah. I need a bag for real. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But I was trying to push T-shirts, and Filthy Drip replied to me.
Right.
And they're like, come check out the store. And I feel like at that time they already knew, like, this is a kid who needs guidance. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's trying to sell me a T-shirt he don't even really got going on. So I pulled up, and they taught me how to use...
And Filthy Drip is in where, for the people who don't know?
At the time, they were in Berkeley. By the time we connected, because it took till, like, summer, about 6 months, they had moved to Richmond, Hilltop Mall.
Everybody was at. If y'all don't know about Filthy Drip, back in the day at the Hilltop Mall, you missed out on a great era.
Cornerstone.
I'll tell you that right now.
The culture for real. So they had just to help people understand. They had Breezy Excursion, they had Live Good, they had Sealy, they had Airborne, they had Pink Dolphin.
Yep.
Young L had a brand with Just the Ghost before all that came together. And then they had Distinguished. And then they also had Filthy Drip, the brand, Booger Kids, a bunch of stuff they designed on their own.
You know what's crazy? Shout out to Sealy at the Thizzler.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people know that he had a clothing brand. Yeah. That's kind of where I met him a while ago. He used to do pop-ups at events. I think he did you had an event?
Yeah, he did.
He did your event.
He did 2 or 3 of them. He did Models and Bottles. He did almost all of them.
Okay.
All of them.
Yeah, shout out to Sealy. But going back, so Filthy Drip, 6 months. It took you to connect, and now y'all connected. Yeah. So where does it go from there?
So they taught me how to use all the Adobe products. So, I mean, I'm going to just keep it transparent. I use Illustrator and Photoshop mostly. Yeah. For kids who are always asking. You know what I mean? It's hard to, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can use today, but at that time, if you didn't know those programs, you may as well just stay away from graphic design.
Stay at home.
So they put me on, taught me the basics, and then I went and just like sat at home and played with it all summer long. Learned how to use Illustrator what I thought at the time was really well, but it was enough for me to start producing tees.
Yeah.
And they helped me with that original logo, just kind of clean it up because he helped me kind of understand how logo design works. At that time, I'm just putting together artwork like this would be clean, and then he was like, minimalize it, make it this big. Does it still matter? Is it still recognizable? You know what I'm saying?
And can I go since we on that? Because a lot of people that come into designing, they think that more is better. Even I had that problem when I first started designing. You want to put a lot of stuff on whatever piece that you create. So if it's a hoodie, you want the arm. You want both arms. You want the back. You want the hoodie. Like, can you give us a quick tip, or I don't want to say a tip, but like something that goes along with what's better, more or less?
Yeah, I would say neither's better. It just depends on who you're designing for.
Got you.
Because it's like when you come in as a designer, because I was like that. Right? Like my graphics was hella big. I'm like, I'm gonna write down this. And it's like when you're dealing with a 16-year-old kid or a 17-year-old kid who's your friend, you know what I'm saying? And they're buying art from you. They're buying art from you. It doesn't matter what you did on that T-shirt. But when you're dealing with a 30-year-old man or a 25-year-old person who is into fashion and they're into like cuts, quality garments and things like that, the print becomes less relevant.
Got you.
Right? So the print is for a certain customer. PacSun, Zoomies, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, right.
And you have your Dover Street markets, your da-da-da-da, right? Like these lanes split, but also keep in mind, there's stuff that looks like it should be in PacSun and Dover Street, and there's stuff that looks like it should be in Dover Street and PacSun because they understand that they have different kind of customers too. So for me, in my first half of the brand, it was graphic heavy.
Yeah.
On this next half, we're leaning more into cut and sew and trying to take it to the next level.
More luxury.
Yeah.
So, Filthy Drip, going back to that.
Yeah.
When you started working with them, did the brand just take off, or was it like something? Was it still like, okay, I worked with them, I got my footing, now I have to go, or what was that process like after the transition out of Filthy Drip?
Yeah, it's funny looking back because they wanted me to intern there that summer.
Yeah.
But I was still trying to play college baseball, so I'm still traveling to San Diego. Had a walk-on tryout there, stayed 3 months with UC San Diego. Came back to Solano, that didn't work, right? So all this stuff is going on simultaneously. I'm taking 18 units at Solano. I'm working at Echo Unlimited, learning their process of fashion, rising up to management, did it over there, and I'm trying to figure out my own thing. And mind you, I'm telling you, I'm trying to like help my mom out because she was disabled in hands.
Yeah.
So it's like all this is happening at once, and I couldn't intern. But I would come there on weekends. They would let me do the pop-ups. They would let me be in the culture. So in the Bay, I'm getting well known. Also, I was kind of like a part of the original Turned Up Tuesday team in downtown Oakland from when I was 17.
That's crazy.
And that's a 21 and up
That's
event.
crazy. Yeah.
That's a side story. We'll go into
that's a side quest.
Yeah, we could talk about it, but it'll lead us off to another path. So.
Okay. We'll save it for later.
So I'm doing Turned Up Tuesday. I'm doing all this stuff, just trying to like pop, trying to figure it out, trying to really make sure my mom can get her medicine, right? You know what I'm saying? Trying to fill my stepdad's role, which is not not possible. Like I'm 17, I'm just getting shorted for different stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I'm doing the Filthy Drip stuff occasionally, and back in the Vacaville Fairfield area, I look like the hottest person in the world to the people around me, which is about this before Instagram. This is like MySpace leading in the Facebook era. So you just have your 50 friends, your 50 people, and they're copping from me. But in the Bay, I'm more so like finding my way. I'm with people who are in their late 20s, early 30s. I'm meeting the people, but they're not putting me on. They're not giving me the game. They're just like, I'm doing a bunch of free stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was fine by me because I'm like, well, I'm making money over here. But I couldn't quantify it because I felt like it's sports, right? I do the work, I get the results.
Right.
So leading out of Filthy Drip, I'm eating on this side of the bridge, and on that side of the bridge, I'm learning and getting, no homo, but devoured. Like, because I'm meeting the people who throw the biggest parties in Oakland. I'm meeting the people who have the biggest brands in the Bay. They were treating me terribly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, I'm also introverted.
Do you think that was because they didn't see your value, or it was probably just because you was young and you was trying to they was trying to just take advantage, maybe?
Hindsight is 2020 like a motherfucker. At that time, you feel like people are just trying to take advantage of you. You feel like you have everything you bring to the table.
Yeah.
But in reality, I wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I'm young.
Yeah.
And I'm introverted. I'm quiet. So it's like, who's this weirdly athletically built, quiet kid in the corner who says he makes T-shirts?
You know what's crazy?
This nigga's weird. Like, this nigga's weird.
You know what's crazy?
And he says he's from Richmond, but he drives over the bridge to come here. Like, niggas are confused.
A lot of people won't take what you just said and hold themselves accountable to that, because a lot of people would have said, I was ready. I think they were trying to take advantage of me. Woo, this, that. But it takes someone who's done that introspective work to understand that I wasn't ready. And not only I don't think they were taking advantage of me, they were probably trying to teach me more than they were probably trying to teach me, but I wanted more than probably, what they were giving me, and they was probably trying to like almost spoon feed me because I was young, because I was so ambitious. I needed to slow down, and because that's how I was. I would have said they would take advantage of me. You know what I'm saying? Pause. They were trying to take advantage of me because I was young, but that was a very, very, very mature answer of you.
Well, because also just a quick piggyback. OG game is quiet. Like when it's coming from an OG, it's quiet.
Oh yeah.
It's more they just kind of slap you around with direction.
Yeah.
So if you let somebody keep taking it, this is game to young entrepreneurs. If you're getting taken advantage of and you're 17, let's say you're in my shoes, if you keep letting them take advantage of you, they just gonna keep doing it because that's the lesson.
Right.
The lesson is exactly that. Nigga, bang on your chest if you have to, and that's what I had to learn. Right. So like once you eat a little bit, you go, oh, I see one why they were quiet.
Right.
I wouldn't have gave this to a 17-year-old either.
Right.
And then two, it's like if he's managed, then we're gonna respect it. If not, you're gonna get taken advantage of.
I noticed you said something about it being introverted.
Yeah, for sure.
How does that affect you as a businessman, entrepreneur? Because entrepreneurs, you got to go out there and talk. You got to go out there and sell your product. You got to go out there and sell, or not even a product, sell yourself to whatever you're doing at that point in time. So how does being an introvert like affect you as a businessman, entrepreneur?
I understand how like celebrities have multiple personalities. The main one I think of is like, I feel like Beyonce is probably the nicest person of all time, but that Sasha Fierce shit is real. What I'm saying? Like I feel like that you learn to like Wayne even. Like you get Skate Wayne and then you get Wayne. Like you get Tunchi or you get Wheezy, right? You have to turn on the show. So I've learned to just say it's the greatest show in the world, because that allows me to go as far as I want to, and not feel bad about it. Because like I'm a Cancer. Ladies, you know what that means, right? Like, they want to... Half of y'all just clicked off this because I said I'm a Cancer. Oh, he's emotional, I get it. He's about to talk about his feelings. It's like... But I'm an elevated Cancer because I've learned how to harness things for success. But I feel everything. I feel every slight. I feel every side. I feel it.
You just know.
You just... You know what I'm saying? That nigga, whatever, cool, whatever. But really, I'm like, damn, that nigga hates me. You know what I'm saying? And that's the issue in business, is because the reality is those people they probably don't hate me, but I feel shit emotionally.
So you said it's almost like not a what's that mixed personality type?
Schizophrenic.
Yeah, I was thinking that
like
that Melly song, that Melly and Kanye song,
yeah.
personality. But Sasha, you said Sasha Fierce and Beyonce. Do you think that becomes like a question of, am I being fake, or is it like, is this the real? Do you start to question like, is this the real me, or am I being fake, or does that play into your mind at any time? Dealing with those, having that split personality, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I feel like this is a heavy piece of game and a interesting topic because, mind you, I'm 17.
Yeah.
I'm from everywhere.
Right.
So I don't feel like I belong anywhere, right?
Right.
But I have this thing that I'm saying is going to be the biggest thing in the world.
Right.
Without this this fakeness, at least that's what it feels like, without faking it, imagining it, and then believing my own delusion, it's not going to happen, bro. Like, I live in Vacaville. I do everything in the Bay or in Sacramento, and then it's just like, how is that realistic? So I had to be extremely unrealistic. I had to travel. I had to I don't want to say fake it, but I had to embody what I thought the brand needed to be.
Right.
Distinguish is a big name. It's very easy for me to destroy that brand by not being distinguished for 1 second. Oh, nigga, that's not that clean. Distinguished means literally like authoritative, controlling a lane, and it's like I had to embody that. So I forced myself to get up and travel in CLA, see Soho in New York, you know what I'm saying, see Texas, see these different places and be like, oh, okay, this kid's 17 and he might be a model or he might be signed to something, but he's doing it. It's possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, I've never seen that style. That's clean. So.
And I think a lot of young people coming into the game, they don't understand the importance of actually, because I don't even think you realized it what you were doing, but getting outside of your city and comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? Just hearing your story right now, I can tell you've traveled to places to where you had to be there in order to get some type of information, in order to do a certain collab or whatever the case may be. Even what you saying baseball, you was like, oh, I went to San Diego, I went out there for 3 months, came back to Solano while still being in school. It's like the sacrifices you were making to get to where you needed to be at that age is crazy. You know what I'm saying? You were literally like expanding your horizon because you whatever you felt inside of you that has to work or this is going to work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't look at that.
I think there is a big reason. I think most people who are coming in today, it's clout driven. It's I want females to like me. I want things that I feel like our era figured out without any of the internet or without any extra brands or clout. Like we knew how to date and do all that in the club and show up and just be him and our jewelry, whatever.
And that's the thing. It's like, oh, go ahead.
Oh, just real quick. But for me, I'm 17 and I've lost a parent and my mom's disabled. I'm already thinking different than everybody else because it's like, well, if my sister gets up and goes to college here in a minute, which she was,
what's next?
I'm the one taking care of moms to the best of my ability. I'm young. I didn't really know nothing but baseball.
Okay.
Had I got signed right then and there, I'd have been the most arrogant kid because I knew I was good at baseball, and that was it. I'd have dream fulfilled. Who knew? I probably would have jumped off a bridge by like 35 because baseball's done, and I'm nothing else. I had nothing else. So I look at everything that's happened to me and changed in my life as like character development because I've seen a lot of different things and then survived and be like, oh, okay, I get it. That's cool. That was a hard test. That was harder than baseball. Oh, that was harder than that ground ball. Oh, okay, I see. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, it was like, by any means, I'm hella good at baseball. I'm hella good at everything.
Yeah. I'm just the GOAT.
It was what it was. It was what it was.
I know you mentioned when you said about a lot of this era is clout driven and women driven and stuff like that. How did you all these years? How do you manage your social life? When I say your social life, I mean like relationships.
Terribly, bro. Terribly.
When it comes to like, let's say friends.
Yeah.
And women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you balance
family too? All of it.
Friends, family, and how do you balance those relationships?
Shit. Let's go through let's go through my 20s. I dated 2 women for a really long time.
Okay.
Both of those relationships, like 5 years apiece. They both ended. I think that when I'm up, everybody has a great time. Like I'm here. You take this. You take this. Let's have a good time. I'm up. My energy is up. And when I'm down, I require silence, but I don't get it. And then when I do get it,
you don't know how to act.
Don't want it.
Right.
I don't want it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, I'm only trying to figure out how to go back up.
Right.
And everything else feels like a distraction. So most people are like, you're an asshole. I see how you are when things don't go your way. And I'm like, this is not about things going my way. My original plan was make millions of dollars, take care of everybody I love.
Right.
Starting with my mom.
Right.
So that quest is still that mission continues, and I think even when I hit it, that mission will continue.
Right.
But you don't know that as a young person, so I didn't spend as much time developing like tight knit relationships other than with the women I was dating. Right. So those felt like significant losses.
Yeah.
My friends, they felt now like you look at it and you're like, oh, this is flighty, and it's like, oh yeah, because you didn't give it 100%.
Yeah. And
then with family, I've always been like, this is crazy to say on camera, but it's always like, I'll get back to that when I'm up so that they can value me. Because I come from a family that's like, we have everything in our family. Yeah. Everything. And I'm the odd man out. I'm weird. I'm nothing like anybody else because I try to run a real business. My tone is as American.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, my name looks great on a application. I'm just different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like to read and chill and meditate. And
Right.
it's like, bro, you what? You're not from over here.
You know,
and that's my own family. You know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
I could relate to that too because I'm the artsy one of my family. I'm the one that's went in to LA to dance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I tell my family I'm dancing, they thinking I'm shaking my ass somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
like, it's like, nah, bro. Like I really,
Mike it, huh?
you know what I'm saying? No, like I'm really out here dancing. You know what I'm saying? Like on tour with artists and doing a bunch of stuff and a lot of that. So I get it when you say that. Call it a black sheep, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
You know, the black sheep of the family, to where it's like you have a certain goal that a lot of people, or probably nobody in your family, has ever even thought of, or if they did think about it, they didn't even take the steps to even go that way. So it's almost like you're building a blueprint for your family from scratch.
Yeah.
And a lot of people won't understand that. You know what I'm saying? So that's even for the people that's listening right now. Even if you're doing something that's different from anybody that's done in your family, you're going to feel like an oddball. You're going to feel like the one that nobody understands. You're going to feel like that because they don't understand you. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay for them not to understand you because they don't see that path that you see.
That's what I was going to say.
You know what I'm saying?
The average middle class family, when they look at entertainment, they see rich or struggling.
Right.
Right. And it's the same thing with the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, there's people who've gone over to Europe and had amazing careers, and they're richer than some NBA players.
I was just going to say that.
But because it's not the big show, it's like, oh, you're just a G League player. Oh,
right. Oh, he was overseas.
It's like,
a
G League player can make up to $250,000 a year.
Yeah.
You work at, almost name drop something. I wasn't thinking of a person. I thought of somebody who actually worked there, and I was like, oh, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Because I tend to say things that people take it the wrong way.
Right.
You work at Burger King. Okay?
Right.
So, like, the dream fulfilled is what it is, but with family, I know, especially specifically with black families, it's just, especially now that there's clothing in the clothing range and there's clothing everywhere.
Yeah.
You can just get mixed in if you're not
distinguished
from the rest.
You see what I did there?
I love that.
You see what I did there?
I was a struggle.
As you mentioned losing a parent at the young age of, we was talking about you like a 17 through, I'm gonna say like 20 ish, losing a parent, and that was your stepfather.
Yes, sir.
Right. My condolences. How was that, and still trying to create and build a brand and still push your dream with losing somebody that you loved?
Yeah.
That I wouldn't even say probably, that was a big influence in your life.
Yeah. It was weird. It was my first time going through those. Well, second technically, because I lost my father when I was 4.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand it.
Right.
And at 17, I understood it, but I still reverted back to, I guess, every loss I had in the past, the same thing, which was like, I'm just going to keep living and just tuck it under the rug.
Right.
And in hindsight, I think that's just like what my family does with everything.
Yeah.
So I just ran with it.
Right.
Be a soldier, act like it doesn't matter, and just rock.
Right. And do you think that it's because of you being black? Because a lot of black men, we don't necessarily express how we feel when something happens. We kind of just take it on the chin and move forward because that's what we're taught.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because of that, or do you think it's because that's just who you are as an individual? Definitely
black men and women. Like, there's a lot of strong, prayed up black women in my family, and that was their way. And then there was a lot of angry, strong black dudes in my family, and it was just like, we don't have time to do that. It's either get money or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's on to the next move. And also where we're from, it's common.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So we were used to seeing it, but when you lose strong black people who were out of the street, you know what I'm saying? It's
outside.
It's a different effect. So in my 20s, I just felt like I had different emotional issues that most people don't understand, or different things that I was thinking about as a 21, 22-year-old that most people didn't even have to worry about. Like, I'm in Vacaville, two-parent homes, 5-bedroom houses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We still have a lot of black things going on.
Right.
We're still figuring it out. We out here, we got the good schools and the nice backpacks and the nice cars, but we were still figuring it out as a generation. So
we're trying to figure out our emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence, just like, how do we bring more family this way? How do we, because my mom was probably one of the first people I could think of in my family that I seen being like, okay, I'm going to change the direction of this family.
Yeah.
Right? Like, she did the rise to the top of corporate, college educated, wanted to be a lawyer,
Right.
and then lost their hands.
Right.
So it's like, oh, okay, like I get it. I seen it from jump. I seen her building businesses.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I see how we need this. As a young cat, like 6, 7, I'm like, she hustles hard.
So I know I also know you do photography.
Yeah.
How do you incorporate that into your artistry?
Yeah.
Because I'll call you a designer, but you're so much more than that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So how do you incorporate your photography into your artistry?
When you just to off of something you said I'm more than just a designer. A lot of why I'm good at other things is baseball driven.
Yeah.
So I would spend hours and hours and hours and hours on a baseball field. My stepdad, any mistake, run a lap around the field, like perfectionism.
Right.
And that's kind of the thing that is a gift and a curse for me.
Yeah.
Like the other skill sets are just perfectionism. Like I would look at an opportunity, especially with the photography thing, and say, okay, I'm spending $150 twice a week with photographers just to keep the clothes current.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Went and bought a camera.
Right.
Because I had already spent like
Right.
$1,000 with the dude. So I'm like, another $500. That's a T3i at the time.
Yeah.
Bought it. Took a bunch of decent photo shoots. I knew what I wanted the clothes to look like. And then that expanded into people be like, can you shoot my clothes? Oh, females be like, can I pull up and shoot? And I'm just like, I'm not that good, but fuck it, let's run it.
right.
Some free, some paid. So once I started seeing money on it, I'm like, oh, we're going to figure it out. Like, that's another tool I could use. At that time, the Bay was like rap heavy. Everybody was rapping.
Right.
You were rapping.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I'm still rapping.
But I'm just saying, like, at that time, I'm watching all my friends, you, JG, what's up, your partner named Keith?
Yeah.
I'm watching everybody. I'm like, but I might have to drop a song. Like, because people were rapping,
the Flatliners,
getting Bay Area
Boys.
hot,
Yeah.
going on tour and getting a bag. I'm like, I'm over here trying to push this clothing stuff. So, the photography was a lane where I was like, rappers need photographers. Clothing brands need photographers. And then I just started pushing it. And then, of course, as things went on, like, the entire culture progressed into one thing where now almost everybody raps, does clothes, photography, model, dance. Like, if you need at least 3 of those to be hot right now.
That's crazy how times have changed.
If not, you're like cool. Like if you have 1 or 2, you're like cool. But if you got 3, 4, you're good.
Right. So
I got the whole Infinity Stone ring.
So let's stay on the photography business right now. Did you ever think that you wanted to step away from the clothing to just be a photographer? Or was it just something like, okay, like you said, like I'm just good at it. Yeah. People starting to pay me for it. I'm getting better. This is something I'm going to do as like a side job to fund my clothing brand. Or was it something that you figured like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do it and incorporate everything into one?
Honestly, I was just riding with what stayed hot, whatever kept me moving. Because in clothes, like it could take months to get more product back. Yeah. At that time, I would focus on photography. Photography would boom and then just slow down. And I'm like, oh, I guess that means focus on clothes. So I just was trusting God's guidance in that atmosphere. But then let's lead into like 2020 pandemic-ish.
Right.
2019, I started a marketing company with an ex.
Okay.
Groundwork, Instagram, paperwork set up, and then did nothing. But I was still trying to figure out how to like turn this photography and graphic design and all this and that. People finna steal this and run with it, but whatever. I know all the agencies are coming. It's normal. But
right.
I took all of my skills and I just tried to package them up.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to call it an agency. And it was called 417 Agency. And I did probably like 1 project under that, broke up with the girl, and then signed like later in 2020, signed a tech account for private marketing. And then I was like, okay, I need to rename the agency. Renamed it to Quid Pro Quo because I didn't want to have her name on everything.
Right. Understood. And, business comes first.
Worked in tech for a year. So, yeah, there was the time where I was like, I'm off these clothes. This agency thing, out of here. And today, this is free game for anybody who's on that on like the tech hype, but they've renamed what was considered an agency or marketing firm or whatever of that time, and it's called SaaS, which is System as a Service, which is literally like hi, I'm me, and I do all these things, but we're gonna change the name so that it's techie and it's Web3 setup, Systems as a Service. So if you want to build like apps or something like that, SaaS, like check it out.
Dropping bars.
Yeah, I mean, I want my people to get paid so they buy more clothes. if I teach you how to make apps,
the plot has thickened.
Yeah, because like through the years,
go get your money so you can buy some of these clothes. Stop playing.
Remember where your check, like who put you on the check.
Right. You said something earlier, and I just wanted to go back to this. You said something about playing baseball helped you a lot with repetition and repeating something as a skill, and that helps you get better at your other crafts outside of baseball.
Yeah.
I do come from a sports background. I played football and basketball. I even played baseball when I was young, but as I got older, it was more football and basketball because of the seasons, I also played soccer too. Playing sports helped me out a lot. I've learned how to drill something until I got it right. I learned how to take accountability for when I messed up, especially in sports that involves a team. Yep. I played football, so it's like you miss a block or, cause I played running back, I played safety, and I played corner. Mm-hmm. And sometimes like I missed my block because the lineman was 200 more pounds than me in high school, and my quarterback would get hit. So if I missed that block, it affected the play. Yep. I learned how to adapt in life just through playing sports. Like even talking to people, the camaraderie, the playing my position, whatever position that I might need. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I play multiple positions. Yep. So my coach may need me at cornerback, or my coach may need me at safety because, I was faster than a lot of other people. So, but that made sense. I really like what you said about that because I feel like a lot of people should play a sport, and especially a team sport, coming up or growing up because it helps you understand the people around you in those positions that they play and the position that you play. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just want to put that out there.
Well, just to piggyback off of it, I think that, like, I don't know why it takes me to, like, single moms. Don't crucify me. It's just free game for y'all, too. But, like, if you have a son, put him in sports. He needs men. Men, I've been on this whole kick of, like, black men need the fellowship. Like, and that's why I love y'all pod. Yeah. Because, like, when a bunch of black men get in the room right now, especially if they came from a single mom or something like that, it's all like, you're so used to just standing up guarded. It's like, put that kid in sports, let him get his ego broken time and time again so he can build a real one, a confident one that understands also you lose, you make mistakes, you do all these things, and that's just being human. That's, you know what I mean? And you still stand with your chest high, and you're still him.
Territory of being successful. Yeah. You're going to get knocked down.
Yeah, the hardest thing to do is to sit on a football field under 115-degree weather with pads on and listen helmet. And listen to a nigga yell, do it again. And coaches get trigger happy. Go for a run.
I was just about to say
Gatorade chilling
because you only got about 2 or 3 times before everybody hitting the fence. That's what they used to call it, hitting the fence, and the fence was damn near a year away.
Don't be the nigga who made the mistake.
Oh yeah,
the whole team on your ass the whole
time. They hitting you.
Yeah,
they lining you up.
So like the sensitive era we live in today is hard for me, and I'm sure I'm not gonna speak for you, but I'm sure someone who's played sports, you're like, what are we so sensitive?
I don't like participation trophies.
What are we all so sensitive about?
Yeah, I don't like inclusiveness, and I don't like participation.
Because it's okay to lose. It's okay to lose. Go back to the drawing board, come back, and then be first place.
Right.
4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th through 12th. Go home.
Right.
Start fresh. Figure out why you lost.
Right.
Come back next year and get 3rd place because me and God taking 1st and 2nd.
Exactly, right. we gonna figure out who
3rd place is available. We fight
already
because he's got sneakers and
right.
I'm trying to figure that part out.
But I want to go back to what I said about inclusiveness. I don't believe in participation trophies and inclusiveness, and I want to keep it to the business. I don't want people to misconstrue what I just said of he doesn't believe in inclusion. Look, we talk about business. Business is it's a shark eat shark world out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you live in LA, I live in LA. We've been around in the Bay Area. We know how the business works. You either eat or get eaten.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you mentioned your tech company.
Yep.
Are you still involved in that?
Yeah, it's growing. We did a 1-year contract there, and I had the company for 8 months. So it was like,
oh shit,
it was, it
congratulations.
was just, we just weren't sure. You know what I mean? And to be honest, at the time, it was really mostly just me. So the contract was more of a job than anything because I had to
Yeah.
pull up, do everything every day, all day long. And now I'm in the process of building it out more. Sacramento's one of the main cities we're focusing on. We focus on San Francisco. We still are in tech,
Yeah.
cannabis, um, obviously fashion's a given, obviously
Right,
building
right.
photographers. The fitness thing has afforded us to kind of lead into the fitness side
I was just about to get into that.
on the marketing side too though. So I
Yeah.
do fitness on the front side,
Yeah.
but because of like my fashion, my tech, all that.
Right.
When I come into fitness, people are like, "Who? Okay, the buff guy's dipped, and his camera quality's crazy, and he makes videos different than. Why does he have good transition? You know what I
Who
mean?
are
And
you?
yeah,
That's what
it's
people
like,
want to
who's
know.
this fucking
Yeah.
AI generated? It's this weird generate, but so it allowed us to gain some clients on that side too.
Yeah, okay, cool. But congratulations on that as well, because
Thank you,
a
bro.
lot of people in that first year building a business, it's really hard.
It probably should have crashed every day.
You know what I'm saying? Like they say a lot. They say once you get past the first year, that's when you know you kind of
Tech is finicky.
yeah.
Right. So like even when the economy is not bad, it's really easy for a tech company to blow through money and lay everybody off.
Yeah.
And you never know. So when you're over there, it's similar to fashion. When you're
Right.
up, you're up.
When you're down.
Hang out and we might call you back in 6 months.
Right.
And I was on the contract side, so I just was kind of seeing with some of the clients we worked with because I worked for a tech education business, like one of the top 3 players in the industry. I can't say their name contractually, but yeah. So I got to see a lot of the other services, so like Azure, Microsoft, all the well, that's the same thing, but all these sides on the service side, and then I got to see the clients who were consuming that, and then their trends, how business was going for them and stuff like that. Because tech education is something you purchase like last. It's like, okay, we're trying to grow to use new technology, and in order to grow to use new technology, you need education about it.
Right.
But before you get the education, you need a budget. So
Yeah.
they buy that last. It's always everything else. So I got to see when people are like, we don't really got it right now. You know what I mean?
Got you.
And there's weird seasons in tech.
Okay.
Sorry, that's some. Depending on who's watching that, thinking like he said a lot of shit that he ain't supposed to be. Mind your business. Most people are just like, okay.
Cool.
Sorry.
So you work with a lot of tech companies. So with the
But seeing, yeah.
But see, okay, seeing the because what to me what you're saying is well not what you're saying, but to me it seems like with all the information you got that you just been booming. But I with just you're so
visibility more than anything. Like,
but you're so articulate and you know what you're talking about. It seems like you've been in the game for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
well, on some tech, like on some weird nerdy tech shit to just kind of add to how long I've been playing around with it, right? Like, why do I pick up on cameras and computers so quickly? Yeah. I was like on lowrider forums, on AOL startup days, and like
you was outside
learning about. Like I knew about Bitcoin in 2006.
Yeah, I learned about it in 2008, I think.
So what I was on the internet trying to buy Japanese manga, Dragon Ball Z magazines from across the world.
Yeah,
and it was probably on some hot site. I couldn't tell you, but they wanted to use Bitcoin, and at the time, Bitcoin was dollar to coin.
Yeah.
And no lie, if anyone, I wish I knew what side I was on, but I still have 3 Bitcoins somewhere.
Yeah.
At least 3, because I think the magazines was like $18. My mom gave me like 25. I turned into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Bought my magazines. I still got the magazines. As far as I'm concerned, each of the magazines worth 40 grand now because I have lost Bitcoin out there, and it breaks my heart seeing what Bitcoin has done over the past 5 to 10 years. It's random, ain't it? It's just a lot of random. There's a lot of real random, but
he took that deep breath. I know it. Yeah, that hurts.
These are all.
That's almost like that guy, cousin. I don't know if you know the dude that got. He has like Bitcoin somewhere in his crypto.
I've seen it.
A wallet or something like that. He doesn't have the password. He tried like what like
it's
8
common.
times.
It's more common than most people realize.
And he's like on his 3rd one, and he's like not trying to figure it out. It's crazy. Like that's where you at right now. Like you got Bitcoin somewhere, but you got to find it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna find it. Just kill.
Gone.
Gone.
So I know I saw on your Instagram
Yeah.
And we also talked about it a little bit on the last podcast. Foot Locker.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Sacramento, the beautiful city of Sacramento. I did the Fly Market.
Yeah.
So
every
Fame,
Sunday.
the Fame
Is
Boys.
it every Sunday?
Yeah, but this was the first one they brought back in 2021 after the pandemic.
Got you.
So it was booming.
Booming. Big booming.
Shout outs to Nico.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Jay, Julian, Kid Jules, DJ Oasis, Zane. I don't know. Now I didn't start doing it. Let me stop. Yeah. All y'all. But I did the booth, and we made a good amount of money that day. It was booming. It was at the Auto Lounge.
Yeah.
And then Kia comes up to my booth, and I ended up gifting her some shorts. Like she was a fashionista when I was starting.
Yeah.
And she was lit the whole way through. She's done like the Nike collab. She's been on every like Amazon shoot. Excuse me if I'm messing them up, but she's done everything. Yeah. Like she's been hot since I can remember. And I just gifted her some shorts on the love. I wasn't even thinking about how hot she was at the time because I don't even think we were following each other anymore. Yeah. It just was like, I haven't seen you in 10 years.
Right.
Here, take these. And then I met Devin and like separately, 15 minutes later, and she comes back and they hug up.
Yeah.
I hope that's okay. I think everybody knows, right? They hug up and I'm like,
I just met Devin, so I don't.
Well, they're together. Like,
okay.
Right? But I'm pretty sure. So they hug up. I'm like, oh shit, y'all together. Two of the cleanest black people I've met today.
Right.
So long story short, time goes by. She does a shoot. It goes out on sneakers. People are reaching out to her asking her about the shorts and her kicks. She connects them with me for the shorts. I forget the girl's name, but she was the marketing girl for Foot Locker at the time.
Right.
Get an email. I think it's fake. Ignore for 3 or 4 days. Get that second reply. And if you've ever had one of them emails from somebody that you're like, this isn't for me, it's the second reply where you're
Follow up.
Okay, you exist for real. This is a real human. And start talking to her. And she was leaving at the time. So she connected with me with the new marketing girl and then the person who was doing the buying. So a lot of people don't know this. This is even weird to say because I probably like the Foot Locker a little bit too. But I did that whole collab alone. So I'm talking the packing, the ordering. I did the whole collab dolo over a course of about 25 days. So the pandemic, like I was like through the year, let's put it like this. Through the years I had worked with interns, I had hired, I had fired. Yeah. Nothing like dramatic like I'm a big company, but enough to keep whatever the company needed at that time. Five people, 6 people, 3 people, right? The pandemic wiped all that out. And then I sell 8 out of 10 collections, sell out. I'm packing all the orders. I'm doing the pop-ups.
So wait. When you say you doing everything, you mean like literally?
The graphics, the conference calls, the marketing, a shot, the commercial. I tagged. This is crazy. The entire order came in untagged.
Oh no!
I think it was over like a lot of units. I don't want to say the wrong number, but it was a lot of units. I tagged every unit by hand.
Oh no!
Yeah, and it was such a weird time because the tech thing's going on.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm there. It's in San Ramon.
So this is also shipping everything.
Yeah.
By yourself.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No. So the orders went through them.
Okay.
But the shipping, to get them the product, that part.
Okay.
But I'm living in Davis at the time. I'm driving to San Ramon.
Jesus.
I'm spending the day doing the marketing. It's 2 hours to get there. I'm fitness in the morning at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Get out of there, come back, tag the project, go to bed, do it again for 3 weeks. And it was kind of embarrassing though.
Why you say that?
Because the company's doing what, not the biggest project, but what other people would have considered my biggest project because it was visible.
Yeah.
And I'm on the back end slaving.
Right.
So it was like, I'm supposed to be, like that's that era where you're feeling like, I'm supposed to be living like a king right now.
Right now. Yeah.
But shout out to Sealy again. He had a T-shirt that said "Work like a slave, eat like a king."
Yeah,
that's what that was.
Was it worth it?
Yes, absolutely.
Financially, was it worth it?
Don't
say the numbers.
I won't. Okay. I can't.
Yeah. I always want to make sure I protect the people that's on my platform.
Yeah.
Certain things I ask, but don't go too far if it's under contract.
Yeah.
I do. That's what we do on this platform. We're gonna make sure we protect.
Veils are important.
You know what I'm saying? So
veils are important. They even use the word veil in contracts. So
yeah, yeah.
But yes, but not in the way people think it was.
Can you explain?
In theory, I can explain.
In theory, yes.
There are times where you do things to improve brand, and yes, you should make sure you are paid substantially well. But there are also times where you're doing things for brand. So like, how do I say this?
The lesson was probably like, the experience was probably.
It was more of a. It felt like more of a partnership because I knew that it was gonna build the brand in the long term.
Gotcha.
Like the last thing that we did that was that hot would have been closer to 2019. So coming out the pandemic, I was like, this will fuel a fire that'll allow me to take off and run and do bigger and better things. Like, was the payment good? Hell yeah. Was it great? It was all right.
Right.
It was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because the way people hyped the project, the way people hyped the time, you'd have thought I made like 80 million. Like you'd have thought like the way people were in my ear, you'd have thought I signed to Rockefeller for real.
Okay, let me ask you this. That's a great because this is the side quest now. I'm about to ask you this question.
Yeah.
So when you do the Foot Locker thing, from the outside looking in,
yeah,
everybody's like, Jason's up. Support's going crazy. After the Foot Locker, do you get that same support, or did it drop, or how did the people still react to you after the Foot Locker endeavor?
You don't even know what question you asked, but check this out. So Foot Locker's in April.
Yeah.
The event did cool. Like, it was pretty good. It was a weird night.
Yeah.
Because of traffic and reschedules. Anyway, sorry.
Right.
I'm venting. And I'm going to stop because that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
But April.
Okay.
June, my mom passes away. I didn't even get a chance to feel being up because we were still working the project. Right. So I'm in between two things. In one light, I'm as up as can be. And in spirit, I'm as down as can be. And I'm trying to figure out how to balance both.
Right.
Because it was just like, everybody's like, Brian, I seen that. I bought this from Ceremony. I bought this from South City, like El Cerrito. I'm like, yeah, I don't care about any of that. Like, I just didn't care. Like, I didn't care. And it was also like, how do I inform Foot Locker? How do I inform the back end of this tech company? How do I, like, everything imploded. So, like, there's a 14-month stint over the past 14 months of just, like, Autopilot. Yeah. And I can't even remember most of it, but it was just like, okay, I'm going to chase business. Moves to LA, tries to move into the luxury, like all these crazy things. So I don't really know about the upside of it. Yeah. Because I lived it on Autopilot. Right. And the project was like, we had to reshift the marketing and try to like make sure that it was moving in different markets because you realize Ceremony and El Cerrito are not the same like platform. Right. Like the money's not the type of people. The storytelling needed to be different.
So damn, that was a crazy question.
He was like,
I just thought about it.
It's segue in 8 different ways.
In the process of you doing the Foot Locker, your mother passes away.
Bro, like a week after Foot Locker posts on Mother's Day, so like I think a week or two before June, whatever. Yeah. They post if mom is. What did they post? If mom is happy, we're all happy. Right. It was their Mother's Day shout out. Right. Me and my mom posing at the thing. Yeah. A week later, mom is gone. Yeah. It was like, what the fuck? Like, it was the craziest thing, but her relationship to my business was like, she supported it, she liked it, but she knew I should have played baseball. Yeah. She wishes I didn't lane shift and do all this other stuff, trying to be a man, blah, 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 blah. So, like, that was the one thing she got to see and be like, oh, he's going to be all right. Yeah. Like, he actually does this. Because a lot of it was like, yeah, okay, another T-shirt drop. Oh, okay, yeah, you went to Agenda. Okay, yeah, you dropped this over there in some store, kind of rocked. Like, you know what I mean? At least from her point of view. She's seen it from Facebook. Right.
And then again, the amount comes from tech.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and she's like, if it's not $1 million, it's not. Right. And so when she seen that, she was like, okay. Like, it was a proud moment for her. So, like, it feels symbolic of that year. Right. And a lot of people hear me talk about it like, nigga, that thing was a year ago. Okay, Foot Locker. But it's like, it's a symbolic piece of
what happened.
In that order, yeah.
You know, because I look at it like this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but, you know, God, it's one of those things where if you didn't have Foot Locker and you didn't have something to be focused on,
Yeah.
what would your mind have? Where would your mind have taken you if you didn't? You know what I'm saying? With your mother passing away.
Think about that sometimes.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was kind of like I don't want to say that's not. I don't even want to say it because that's not the word I'm looking for. It was kind of like almost meant to be.
Yeah, I know the word.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to tread lightly.
Well, it's a weird timing in my life. So you're on target. You got a big spirit, I could tell. Yeah. Just to be clear, because like 2019, lose a relationship, boom, pandemic.
Right.
Work a little side job to balance out the pandemic because it was like everything in the clothing industry was shut down.
Yeah.
I think I was working at Box Lunch, bro. Just like in the mall. I don't even know why I said that out loud. It hurt. My heart dropped when I said it, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I have a bunch of amazing friends from Box Lunch. The Box Lunch is lit. But like, that's like the hot topic side of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like met a bunch of good people. Come out of that, going to tech, but I'm losing family left and right.
Right.
Mom's favorite cousin, favorite auntie, so on and so forth. I won't say other things because they're like really heartbreaking to my family, but bunch of stuff going on. It's just everybody just rocking.
Right.
We just chest up. So that was the big loss because she was the one who was like a cornerstone for real. Right. So yeah, I definitely know what you mean when you say meant to be, because it was like the straw that breaks the camel's back. Yeah. But because I have a little bit of purpose now, like I had purpose, but like at that time I was contractually obligated to things.
Yeah.
I couldn't look left, look right. It was like, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow morning. Yeah, I'll be on that Zoom call. Yeah, and a lot of people just like, he's a beast. Look at him. He's a sat. And I just started working out heavy. Yeah. Like the bodybuilder thing that everybody sees me for now started then. Yeah. I was lifting and staying in shape and little baller belly vibes, but like
that's where I'm at right now.
The fit, and that's a great place to be. Brand new daughter, happy. Like that's what that signifies. Happy and fed. You know what I'm saying? And like the fitness thing was like the anchor to my brain. Cause I'm like, I'm contractually obligated to 2 or 3 things. Yeah. And I feel nothing. Right. I'm going to go to a place where I can feel everything. And the thing is it took me a long time to feel anything in there. So I was just getting buff hella quick because I'm in there painless. Day. Nothing hurt more than what was hurting me at that time. Yeah. I get in the gym, pick up 6, 7 plates, and people are like, "You're so strong." I'm like, "You have no idea. You don't know. You don't know strong."
And what's crazy is I can attest to that because even when I had put my brand to the side, and I remember I was at work, and you called me out of nowhere, and you was like, "What you doing?" You just basically give me. I don't want to talk about the personal conversation, but you was dropping. You was giving me gems. You was pushing me. You was like, "Bro, you got something going. Yeah, go for it."
I was seeing it work.
And then at that time I didn't even know you had lost your mom.
I don't think nobody that wasn't like right there at that time knew, because I couldn't say it because it was like it would have affected everything weird. I think from a business standpoint, because when I did finally come out and say it, everybody's like, "You need time to rest. You need time to heal," and they were shying away. And at that time, I was like, "No, I'm actually turning it up."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just want you guys behind it, or rocking or whatever. So it was a weird era.
I mean, and just even you us having that conversation on the phone, and then me finding out that your mother passed later, it was like, "Dawg, this nigga really pushed through." You know what I'm saying? And like, eventually we all go through that in life. Yeah. You know, we all our parents get older. We become the parents. We have kids, and that cycle, continues. But it's dope to see. And I want, like I said, I want to tread lightly because for me, from my eyes,
straightforward.
It's dope to see a black man, personally that I know, go through that and still be able to, from my eyes, prevail and continue to push forward and not. Maybe you unraveled because it's your mother. I know you unraveled, but you did it and you stay consistent. You stay focused. You did your job that you were contractually obligated to, and you still here. Yeah. And you still pushing, you still grinding, and then you found something, fitness, that you love, and that's making you feel alive. So I just want to highlight that part of the interview real quick and say, thank you for that, because a lot of us, we tend to go straight to do other things. Yeah. Niggas go back to the streets. Niggas go to drugs.
I thought about it.
Of course.
It come calling. You know what I'm saying? Calling real quick.
But it's just to see you still here, healthy, pushing and going forward. It's like, I want to give you your flowers. Why?
Outside of these cameras, brother to brother, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
For real. Like, just to keep it a buck, cameras mean nothing to me. That means everything.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't easy because a lot of people can't see that on you. And you feel, I'm talking to people who understand grief. It's like you feel it on you and you feel like everybody else can see it on you.
Right.
So then you're hiding.
Yeah.
And then you feel ignored because people can't really see the depth of it. And I've talked with a lot of people who've gone through different things, and that's what grief feels like. That's what the beginning of like depression and shit like that feels like.
Yeah.
And if you don't check it, and if you don't get your words out, you can spiral, and it's not.
It's not a pleasant thing.
It's not fun, and it's also not easy to, because spiraling goes this way, and you look up and you're like, where the boy?
Right.
I gotta climb back out of here.
Not only climb, I might have to untangle a lot of this shit that.
Not only do you have to climb out, untangle, and when you get there, it's a
different world.
Year later,
right? It's a different world.
Like, I feel like I was in prison.
Yeah.
Like it's a movie. I think it's called Caught Up. This is random if no one's seen it, but there's a movie. Dude gets out of jail, and he's in the club and he's hitting the Running Man. Everybody else is like pop locking. It's like, bro, that is no one Running Mans anymore.
Not the Running Man. Hey, dog, what you doing, dog? You hit the Running Man. So, so yeah, like I said, I just wanted to acknowledge that. Where we at? I feel like we covered a lot.
Let's talk fitness real quick.
You want to talk fitness? We can talk. We got time.
We can close it on fitness because that's where everybody thinks I am right now.
Okay, so where are you? I know I seen a bunch of videos on Instagram.
Yeah.
You're going crazy.
Yeah.
You had the Honor and Legacy shorts on, going crazy.
I had to do it.
You know what I'm saying? Now we know what started the fitness journey.
Yeah.
What's continuing the fitness journey?
The sport person in me. So in college, I got an AA in kinesiology.
Okay.
Which is the study of sports medicine, how the body moves. Yeah. That side, because there's a few sides, but on the side of how the body moves. So I knew how to train. I played college baseball. I knew how to work out already. But then I get around bodybuilders, and they're teaching me how to show it, how to enhance things for the look of it. So I'm learning supplements and how to eat and all this. So it's one thing to move your body and be athletic. It's another thing to like display your body.
Oh.
Right. So I started falling in love with that idea of it.
I'm over here taking notes.
It's crazy, bro. Like it is a world.
Yeah.
And I came into fitness feeling like it was like 2015 when I first started trying to dabble with the weights. I'm like, I just want like a solid body. Like I'm on the Michael B. Jordan size thing. I just want to be the sexiest thing in the room. And,
right. right.
But then I realized like these niggas look great, no homo, but these niggas is built up, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna play around with it. So I did a full bulk and a full cut, and I sacrificed and I ate right, and I did the chicken broccoli rice and all that stuff, and I came out lean. Not perfect, but this is 2021, 22 going into it. I'm like, I look great.
Yeah.
I've never looked like this in my life. So then after, boom, the passing, I go into the dungeon mode, like staying in the gym. And what kept me there was that for at least 6 months. But then I started seeing traction from it. Like the internet took to it.
Yeah.
The internet took to it, like when it comes to like engagement and speed, like it took me a long time to get the clothes moving.
Yeah.
And the photography thing kind of did okay, but the fitness thing was like instant. Yeah. I threw out a couple of fitness videos with friends, and it was their idea, by the way. Out of here, 10,000 views, 20,000 views. And I'm like, okay. And then like 50, 60, 80, 83 on TikTok.
Yeah.
100. I'm like, of me walking up a hill? Like literally of me.
I saw that video with your shirt off.
And I'm like, and I was like, and I got to think, cause I'm like, the ab's not even there yet. So like, I might really can move in this range. I'm already like, the sponsorships, the emails, they were coming in. Like, try these gummies, try this supplement, try. I'm like, I don't even got it yet. Like, it's not even there. And I'm playing. Like, I hadn't even taken nothing serious. I'm just messing around. So, it's stuck. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know that I want to take it serious. I'm gonna be super transparent, but it keeps doing it on its own.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I mean, usually the best things come natural.
Yeah. That's what my mom said. That's funny.
Something that is just, you don't have to go out there and fight for it. Yeah. It's just kind of something that I mean, you fight for everything
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah, because fitness niggas be upset.
Yeah.
It's their lifelong work.
You just got here, nigga. You already got.
I had to learn. This is their lifelong work. A lot of these guys have been lifting since they was like 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm just like popping in and knowing how to use a camera and knowing how to market, and they're just like.
But that's the beauty, like you said earlier about like basic content creator. Or you do this, you do that. You only got two things. Maybe try, add more to your catalog.
Yeah.
You do the designing, so you know how to dress in the gym.
Yep.
You do the photography, so you know how to take pictures and what angles you need. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how to design or that graphic design. You can create your own flyers and that whole everything that you need, and then you just go. Now you doing something that's a stress reliever for you, something to take your mind off the world. You just set up a camera, and you got all the tools that you need to make sure you put out this product of you going to the gym.
And see, you have the same thing, but what happens in our industries, all of these industries I've been in, there's a range of extremely successful people, and they don't look down very often until you get close to them, and then they'll pull you up.
Yeah.
If you get close, they'll pull you up.
Yeah.
There's a range of people who are like middle tier, and I'm not calling you mid, but middle tier, and those people are angry because they're bubbling a lot. So when somebody comes in and they're like about to step on the middle tier, you get kicked on the hands. Like, go back down there, right? And then if you can jump past them a little bit, then they hang out with you.
Yeah.
And then there's the bottom tier, and those people are just happy to watch. They're just happy to be here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to anyone who in any industry, if you're lower or bubbling, make friends with everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, because any one person can go like that. There's so many people that I didn't show love that blew up, and I've been on the end of being like, hey, your voice fades to the back.
Yeah.
I've been on both ends of it, so it's like I know. Also, I've been the person who's like, bro, watch out. Like, I've kicked some niggas' hands. Trust me, in my 20s, I've kicked some niggas' hands off the side of the bubble. Like, no, you don't belong up here. Right. Get out of here. So, like, as someone who's a little bit of an elder statesman in some of these things, it's like, everybody's your friend, especially if you're in high school and college. Everybody needs to be your friend. Yeah. Show everybody love, because it's going to be that weird, buff, quiet, introverted kid that's going to pop, you bitch-ass nigga.
And it's funny you say that, because my personality is like that. I was always raised on like, you treat the janitor and the CEO the same way. Yeah. Even places that I go, and my cousin can attest to this. Like when we go to Fixins in Sacramento,
fire.
I know which I'm going to today.
Shout out to Fixins.
I walk in and I've been there so much, I notice everybody from.
Less barbecue sauce on the oxtails though. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh God. I noticed everybody from the waiters and waitresses, to the bus boys, to the bartender. You know what I'm saying? Like I go in and they look like, oh, what's up? How you been? Like even asked me about my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Last time I went in there, I had brought my daughter in there, and one of the bartenders came from behind the counter. And was like, oh my gosh, she's here. So it's like
cutest kid of all time, bro.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And that's just how I live my life. I treat everybody like that, because like not even for the simple fact of what you said, of like, they might be somebody later on, but to me, I just feel like everybody is somebody.
Bro, it goes back to, and I feel like you're similar, right? Like where we're from. Yeah. And how we have family from everywhere. Yeah. We have everything in our family. Yeah. And I know that everybody has a heart. I know that everybody has an attitude. Like, homeless people want the same thing rich people want. That's love and loyalty. Right. You know what I'm saying? I was watching a homeless couple argue in downtown Sac because they didn't meet on the right corner. And the average person would have thought that was funny, and it just clicked in my brain like, they love each other, and it's like, even in the darkest part of the street, she still expects you to be there on time, my nigga. And it's the same thing if we go into this expensive restaurant. Oh, you was at work? You was fucking that bitch. Oh, you wasn't on this corner? You was fucking that bitch. You know what I mean? Right. It's the same thing. It's just levels to life, bro. It's like, you got to survive. If I'm alive, I have to survive. Right. You know what I mean? I might have everything, I might have nothing, but my character is not going to change. And that's, I feel like that about both of you, or else you know what I mean? Like,
it's funny you say that about him too, because we had this conversation off air last time we shot for our pod. Remember that, cousin? We was going, me and him got into it almost at the end of our last pod. I think you should check that out. Like, go to the last pod with me and him, and it's like, go to where we start talking about black people.
Okay. I'm gonna go through the whole pod.
Yeah,
I seen the first like 10 minutes, no cap.
Yeah. So, but yeah, treat everybody the way you want to be treated. Basically, the golden rule. That's what between any religion, any
You
spirituality.
know what? Though, as you get older,
like,
I've learned to treat people the way they want to be treated.
Boom.
Because I've always treated people the way I want to be treated and feel shortchanged. Because I'll give up anything. I'll give up anything for the people I love.
I felt that.
And that's how I want to be treated.
Yeah.
I'm like, to me, loyalty is just being like, there's no other option than me having your back. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? There's nothing else. I have your back. And most people are just like, I only need this much of you. You know what I mean? Right. So I've learned, like, okay, I'm going to balance off of what you need.
Right.
I'm going to let you know what I need. Right. And if
you
don't have what I need, I'm going to feel it somewhere else. And this isn't relationship-wise. I'm just saying in general. Like, if I can't feel it, I got to get you out of here because I'm giving too much. But I love you forever.
Right.
And ever. What Drake say? If I ever loved you, I always loved you. That's how I was raised. Some shit.
Yeah.
I feel like that. Like if I've loved somebody, you can't really do no wrong to stop me from loving you. I can get you about my life though. Like you can't stand next to me.
That's me.
I will look at you from across the room and put a heart up and be like,
I got you.
But you fucked up. I got you on certain things.
But
there's some.
No, I got you from a distance.
Yeah, like I got you on like life-threatening things.
Yeah. Like I piss on you if you was in a fire.
Yeah, I love you for real.
You know how people say I wouldn't piss on them if you was in a fire. No, I piss on you. I for sure piss on you if you was in a fire.
And I'll say good things about you at your funeral. I won't even talk about the fucked up shit you did.
Nah, I won't talk about how you was fucking nigga. But I mean, I think we got to the point. I think we got it out.
This was clean. This was therapy for real.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say it. This was therapy.
That's dope. That's good to hear because we basically built this whole platform off of, black men and just being able to express and feel.
We have a second collab tee. It's been on my mind, but it's exactly what you do here. Yeah. So it's black men need to fellowship or black men should fellowship. We're gonna drop some shit to say that, and that's.
Hey, I'm with that.
That's a collab tee.
I'm with that.
It needs to have the You Good digital logo on it. Also, it needs to have all the logos.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Because this is a place for. I've seen other people on here too, so people fellowshipping. Yeah. But for me, it's been a place for black men to fellowship, and
what it is.
I'm hella thankful.
And I'm proud to say that's what it is.
We're gonna sell 10,000 of those.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's
off the rip. Yeah. We got to restock and everything.
33. Yeah. I'm putting the contract on wax. I'm just saying. These are my niggas. I was just saying.
Look. I'm thinking this nigga talking about a spiritual number. This nigga talking about
talking about percentages. The veil. No, I'm fucking around. But nah, I definitely think that'd be clean.
Yeah. So, and matter of fact, just make sure y'all be on the lookout for that because it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it needs to happen.
That's a fact.
So, is there anything? Matter of fact, tell the people where they can find you at. Your clothing brand, your personal. If you do have a fitness account, let them know.
Just put in the shortest way to find me. I've started finding out is to put distinguished without an E on any app, and I'll pop up. But it's Distinguished Jason, Distinguished Minds. ASAP uses for the photography stuff. Quid Pro Quo Agency. All that's in my Instagram bio. So you can just go to Distinguished Jason and move around, hit the site, subscribe, shop with me, shop with my boy Guy Gutta from down other.
Yeah, I'm saying. Hello.
No, for real. Last thing I'll say for real is like, there are really talented people out here. There's some great creators. Shop with them. These brands that are being built are real solid brands, and you need to know the difference. Like, I have watched him build his brand. I've built my brand. These are people I talk to and don't talk to sometimes. I've watched Pierre build his brand. I watched Trey build a podcast, and we're skipping past the talent that's amongst us. And yeah, still support the LeBron, the shops, and all this too, because they're clean. But we are that next level. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're right there, and some of us are sitting right with them. Some of us will be sitting in the shop. Some of us will be, and then you're gonna be like, oh my God, I've seen you on the. Yeah, but when I have my own, you know what I'm saying? So like, tap in now, get with it right now, because I'm telling you, it's up.
It's a new generation.
It's up.
We up.
It's up.
You dig? I'm talking about. Go ahead. You about to go?
Oh, I was just saying, the younger generation already starting to rock.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
The people who's our age who are like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of the fans that you guys want are our fans. Just saying.
Basically. You dig what I'm talking about? I think we're going to wrap it up because that was a hell of an interview from my guy, Distinguished Jason. Like I said, like he said, make sure you go check him out on everything. It's your boy Lonely Moshi, a.k.a. King Moshi, a.k.a. God Dog Signing. Cuddy, you good?
Good.
Good. Jason, you good?
We good.
Make sure you like and subscribe to the video. We appreciate y'all for watching. You dig?